Hello, guys. Good afternoon or good
Hi,
evening.
teacher. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, teacher.
Teacher. Hello. How are you guys? Good?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. I am glad to hear that. All right. So we can start our session today. We're going to begin immediately. We are going to start this level B2.2. This is our class number 1. And well, the date is June 28th. Remember that we are starting a new cycle today and with a new book. So I think all of you already have access to the new book. I think there are no problems with that. If you have any problems, please let us know so we can help you with that solution, okay? The book is Cutting Edge Advanced. This is what you received on your emails, okay? So this is, you have to use the new access for the new book. All right, guys, I will read the agenda today, and after I check the agenda, I'll give some minutes for the students who attended the ceremony, the graduation ceremony. I think there's one student that will connect a little bit later because of this, so I want to give her some time so she can connect, and then we will check the attendance. So we will check the attendance a little bit later today, okay? So let's read the agenda for our class today. First, I want to give you some feedback on the exam, the previous exam. If you have questions, doubts, comments about the exam, that is what we're going to use this time for. Then I will give you the presentation for this cycle, so information about dates, evaluation, information about the project, about Moodle, etc. Then we're going to start with unit number 1 for this book. And the topic is globalization. So we will talk about this and we will study some of the vocabulary, pages 6 and 7. Okay? So that is what we have planned for today. So let's start with the exam feedback. Before I check the attendance, I will give you the feedback. We will solve any questions, doubts that you have in this part, okay? All right, let me open the exam right here. Okay, can you see the exam on the screen?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Let me see if I can a little bit. No, that's all. Well, this is the exam. I think in the listening part, there were no any extra difficulties that you found in this part. So I think we can skip the listening part. Maybe the second part of the listening, it was a bit more challenging. The topic was the zoo or working with animals. So the answer was not like as we heard, exactly as we heard it on the audio. We needed to adjust it to the sentences that were given to us, right? So, for example, they talked about in the first part, it was you have more chance of getting a job if you have a degree or qualifications or a qualification. Some of you wrote education. That was also a valid answer. I took it as a correct answer, okay? If you put here education, so a degree, qualifications, or education, okay? Then number 10, you will have little contact with animals. This was mentioned in the audio that these people working in those places would not have as much contact with the animals, so you will have little contact. There's a microphone on. Okay. And then we have, you must be good at public speaking. Some of you put speaking only, or speaking. I also took that as a correct answer, but the exact answer was public speaking or speaking in public, okay? Then ideal for people who like routines, who have daily routines. This one, you should be able to swim well, was the answer. Well, swim, I also took it as a correct answer, to swim well. And number 14, you will almost certainly smell, or you will smell the smell of fish, smell like fish, okay, at the end of the day. So these were all possible answers, okay? Number 15, animals often have a negative attitude towards pets. So the answer was negative. You will need to be able to communicate well. This was the answer. Then number 17, most opportunities are in films or in movies. This was the correct answer. And the last one, a typical day lasts 14 hours. Can you could write it in numbers or with letters? Both answers were correct. So I don't know if anyone has any question about this first part of the exam, in the listening part. No? Okay. All right, so we can continue. Next, we had the reading part, okay? So this is where I noticed we had some maybe difficulties in the reading comprehension process in both exercises in the reading part. So here we had a text about the model, the young model. So it was, we had questions based on that. She went to the interview with Kira, the writer. The answer was, did not expect to like Kira. So in here, in this exercise, we can see that the questions, we cannot find the direct answer in the text. In previous levels like A2 or even B1, the answers are very like straightforward to what you can find in the text, right? Directas, straightforward. You have, for example, a date or a name or a place. In this case, in this exercise, B2 is one step beyond our with our comprehension level. Okay, so we need to interpret what is said in the text to answer. She said that she did not expect to like the model, to like Kira. She mentioned that maybe it was like one of those models that was not very polite or very nice with to other people, etc. So that was like our conclusion, was that she did not expect to like Kira. In the second one, when the model walked in, the writer was surprised because she did not seem to have to be negatively affected by its success. Okay, she was not or didn't seem to be affected by her success. Then, when Kira refused to enter the supermodel competition, her sister paid no attention. The text said that her sister like registered her anyway. So the sister didn't pay attention to Kira. Number 4, what does Kira think about reactions to her success at school? She realizes why some people are critical of her. She knows why some people criticize her. What does she say about her social life? She says that she has understanding friends, that they understand her way of life, her job, and they are very good. And number 6, what do we learn about Kira in the last paragraph? That she could be interested in becoming a journalist. She says that at the end, okay? So we need to maybe keep working on this part of reading comprehension. And with texts that are a bit more challenging, maybe for our level B2, okay? Any questions in this part?
No, teacher.
Okay, good. All right, and also in this exercise, I also noticed some problems. We had to match like the missing sentence, the chunk of information with the paragraph, okay? So I also saw some problems here. For example, number 7 was B. He's living proof that every teen out there can, as he says, make anything happen. He's just done it using social media. So this paragraph was about he was young or a teenager. Austin changed the way the world perceives him, and he proved that any teenager can do it, and he did it using social media. That was like the topic of this paragraph. So it was number 7, letter B. Then number 8, his hometown, he notes, didn't even have a bowling alley or movie theater. So here they were talking about they were bored in their hometown, like there was nothing to do there. So that's why he started uploading music videos to websites, okay? Then in the next paragraph, it was, while it seems like a meteoric rise for the teenager, Austin admits the early days were not always fun because he was criticized by his peers, right? So this is like the introduction. And then we have the reason he was criticized. It was not easy. The early days were not easy because he was criticized, right? Number 10. Next, we have then the foundation of this program is introduced. The aim of Free the Children, the international charity and creator of the event. So they are talking about now the charity. So we say, Austin remarkable rise by way of social media fits with the way of the organization operates and raises funds. So it integrating both Austin and the foundation or the charity that is mentioned in the paragraph. Okay, so that was the correct answer in number 10. And finally, 11, we have F. However, it's a win-win situation all around. So here, uh, the charity is certainly benefiting from this participation, and that is because Austin gets to reinforce his image. So it's a win-win because both charity benefits and also Austin reinforces his image. So both sides are gaining some benefits, right? So that was the answer in this part. So I don't know if anyone has a question, maybe a comment. How did you find this exercise? Oops, no, sorry. No comments here. Yes, it was challenging. It was a bit more difficult. Mhm. So we need to keep practicing these type of exercises. All right, guys, finally we had the writing part. So you had to complete the exercise using the word given, all right? So the first one was, where was wouldn't. If Tim hadn't crossed the street when the light was red, he wouldn't have been hit by a car. All right, so here it says it is incorrect, but of course I checked all of your exams one by one, so I took that answer as correct. I think there is a little mistake in the exam, the way it's programmed, maybe with the apostrophe, it's generating some error there, but this was the correct answer. Wouldn't have been hit by a car. Number 2, in this case is a recommendation. I think you should drive more carefully. And the word that we needed to use was if. I would drive more carefully if I were you. Remember, this use of the condition is also to give a suggestion or a recommendation. If I were you, I would drive more carefully. Okay, that means you should drive more carefully. Okay, in my opinion. Number 3, I wish I could play. I missed the word play here. I wish I could play the piano well. That was the exact answer. Okay? I can't play the piano well, although I would like to be able to. So the answer was, I wish I could play the piano well. Number 4, he lost his wallet because he wasn't careful enough. If he had been more careful, the word was been, he wouldn't have lost his wallet. Okay? Si él hubiese sido más cuidadoso, no habría perdido su billetera. Okay? Had been more careful. Or had been careful enough, or had been careful. Both, all these options were also possible. Number 5, the last one in this part, the word was only. It's a pity, una lástima, it's a pity I can't spend the entire summer on this island. If only I could spend the entire summer on this island, right? This is, I wish that it's not going to come true. So we use this structure. If only I could spend the entire summer here. All right. So any questions in this part?
No, teacher.
No? And finally, well, we have the text. This is also a bit challenging, although I have seen that you guys have improved in this type of exercises. So good job, well done on that. I see some students are still having difficulties, but most of you did a good job in this exercise. Okay, so I won't read the whole document. I will just give you the answers. Okay, so number 6 was how, number 7 that, 8 to number 9 was such as, number 10 as does downwards. This is what we learned this, we practice this in the units. Eso es lo que es conocido como, this is what is known as light pollution. It's difficult for us to appreciate. Inefficient and irresponsible lighting that shines where it's not wanted nor needed. El nor, entonces siempre va con not. Not this, nor that. Ni esto, ni lo otro. Okay? Not wanted, nor needed. Okay? O either this, neither this, nor that. Entonces el nor nunca va a ir solo, debe ir siempre acompañado de una negación. O not, o neither. Okay? The light from the stars in our galaxy take thousands of years to reach our eyes. It's a shame not to be able to welcome it by or at, in, also in the end, or at the end, or by the end of its long journey. Right, guys? So questions about this part? No?
No, teacher.
All right, perfect. Excellent, guys. So I want to congratulate you first of all. Today, I know that some of you, tell me, did you receive the certificates yet or not yet?
Not yet, teacher.
Oh,
Not
all
yet,
right.
teacher.
No, teacher.
No problem. I think it will happen in the next couple of days. But congratulations. Today was the graduation, so I wanted to let you know the very good job, guys. I know the efforts that you have done to stay in the program and to participate in the classes. So your effort is not unseen. I wanted to congratulate you on that. Okay. And on that note, we're going to check the chronogram, the schedules today. So you will see that the changes have been made to our dates and etc. Okay, so let's check the attendance before we continue. Let me check who is in class. I will turn off my camera for a moment. And let's see. Gerson Arismendi.
Hi, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Jean-Claude Barrera.
Present, teacher.
All right. Jessica Calderon. Natalia Camargo. Andrés Correa.
Present teacher.
Silvia Cuellar.
Present teacher.
Okay. Johan Duque.
Present teacher.
Right. Elkin Fernández.
Present teacher.
Julián Figueroa.
Present teacher.
Okay. Ginette Pontecha.
Present teacher.
Right. Carlos Galán.
Present teacher.
Mabel Gamboa. I think she's the graduation ceremony. José Alejandro Gómez.
I'm here, teacher.
And Lisette Tarazón.
Present teacher.
All right, thank you. Okay, so let's continue with our agenda, our program for today. So then we have the presentation for cycle B2, B2.2. Okay, so as usual, we have the same schedule, 6 to 7:45. Then we have a break, and we come back at 8 to 9:50. Okay, so again, I have the information for the director, Laura Dueñas, academic coordinator, Lilian Carolina, and monitoring coordinator, Nancy. Remember, guys, that this information is all in the slide that I upload. Sometimes you forget and you write to me, oh, teacher, what is the email of the coordinator, or who do I send this to? Remember, for academic things such as the book or grades, all of this, you talk to Lilian Carolina. For attendance, that you are sick, maybe you have issues at home and you cannot attend, you send all of this to Nancy, okay, the monitoring coordinator. To give your excuse for missing the class is with Nancy, okay? So there you have all the emails to communicate with them. Ok, en esta parte está en español. Recordemos la asistencia, súper importante, mínima al 80% de las clases para la aprobación del curso. Diariamente registramos su asistencia en el sistema académico y se reportan los casos de inasistencia a la coordinadora Nancy. ¿Listo? Ahí van a encontrar también nuestra información, nuestros correos. Bueno, eso ya los conocen, pero por si acaso lo necesitan, están en la presentación. El sistema de evaluación, recuerden, de 0 a 5 y se aprueba con 3.6. En este programa no tenemos actividades de recuperación ni de repetición de nivel. ¿Okay? Entonces, nuestras evaluaciones son tanto escritas como orales, de parte de speaking, y tenemos evaluaciones parciales, que son las actividades que hacemos a diario, y la evaluación final para pues evaluar el avance en el proceso de aprendizaje. ¿Listo? Bueno, las fechas para este ciclo, aquí dice inicio en A2, entonces para estos grupos que iniciaron en nivel A2, este sería el cronograma de la parte del B2.2. Iniciamos hoy 28 de junio, finalizamos el 17 de julio, eso es un lunes, si no estoy mal, sí, finalizamos un lunes. Entonces, ustedes descansarían martes, miércoles, jueves y viernes. Esa semana descansan los 3 días y pues el viernes, que es en los días que no vamos a tener clase de ahora en adelante. ¿Listo? Entonces, terminamos el lunes 17 de julio, 40 horas del programa. Entonces, ¿alguna pregunta sobre las fechas? Inicio y finalización. ¿Ok, no? Ok. Entonces vamos a ver el sistema de evaluación. Para el nivel B2 continuamos el mismo sistema de evaluación. Quizzes equivale a un 40%, entonces es un porcentaje bastante alto para las actividades que usted hace a diario en clase. La participación, el speaking, los ejercicios escritos que hacemos en grupo. Todas estas notas cuentan este 40%. El trabajo virtual es el trabajo en Moodle, cuenta con un 10%. Presentación del proyecto, entonces el avance del proyecto, 20%, y el examen final, cada una de las habilidades, tiene un peso de 7.5% para la nota. ¿Listo? Ok, vamos a ver. El libro que vamos a trabajar en estos nuevos ciclos es el libro Cutting Edge Advanced. En este nivel B2.2 vamos a trabajar las unidades 1 a la 4. Global Living, Strong Emotion, In the Money, and Self-Help. ¿Ok? Las fechas importantes a recordar para este ciclo B2.2. Se entrega el segundo avance del proyecto el 13 de julio, esto es un jueves 13 de julio. El examen final es el lunes 17 de julio y como ya vimos el receso del 18 al 21 de julio. ¿Listo? ¿Una pregunta? Entonces las clases van a ser, continuaremos con 4 horas de lunes a jueves. ¿Listo? Entonces tendremos, vamos a mirar el calendario, clases mañana, la otra semana hasta el 6 de julio. Después hasta el 13 de julio y finalizamos el lunes 17. ¿Listo? Entonces recuerden, los viernes no vamos a tener clase. Ok. Listo. Sobre el proyecto, el segundo avance del proyecto, ustedes ya vieron que en el formato que nosotros compartimos cada nivel ya están todos los avances, los pasos que debemos seguir en cada uno. Entonces vamos a aclarar para este ciclo cuáles son las fechas. Nivel B2.2, la fecha de presentación hoy, el 28. Clase número 8 es el 12 de julio. Ese día tendremos un pequeño espacio en la clase para darles feedback, monitoreo de sus actividades. ¿Ok? Me dan un segundito, ya vuelvo. Ok, continuamos. Entonces, 12 de julio, clase número 8, para un pequeño monitoreo y feedback en la clase. El 13 de julio, el jueves, deben enviar, subir, segundo avance del proyecto. El 17 de julio, que es el lunes, recibirán el feedback. ¿Ok? Entonces, la nota y los comentarios. En este segundo proyecto, segundo avance del proyecto, ¿qué vamos a añadir? Entonces, información más detallada, ahí vamos a ampliar. De pronto, aunque ustedes ya enviaron algunos de la información pues bastante detallada, podemos agregar algo de información, ejemplos, cifras, y también podemos incluir imágenes, ¿ok? En esta parte pueden incluir, ese sería como el segundo avance. ¿Listo? No sé si tienen alguna pregunta de qué es lo que debemos entregar o cuándo lo debemos entregar. Es igual yo les voy a mandar este formato para que lo puedan leer.
Teacher, en cuanto al tamaño, complementando información, ¿hay algún mínimo
Ok.
o
Yo creo que media página más, un párrafo o dos sería suficiente. Tampoco debemos hacerlo demasiado extenso porque después eso se convertirá en una presentación, ¿no? De audiovisual. Entonces, y al final su presentación será de 3 minutos, entonces tampoco será muy extensa al final. ¿Sí? La idea no es que se extienda muchísimo escribir 2 páginas o 3, porque después eso no lo vamos a poder trasladar a la presentación, ¿sí? De pronto un párrafo o 2 más sería suficiente. ¿Listo? Igual ya la mayoría de ustedes presentó como una versión más completa de lo que habíamos pedido en la primera parte. La primera parte era el boceto de cuál es el tema, por qué lo elegimos y por qué es controversial este tema. Entonces, ahora lo que vamos a hacer es complementar esos puntos de por qué es controversial ¿sí? Recuerden que en esta presentación vamos a ver los dos lados. Esa fue una observación que le hice a algunos trabajos, la mayoría sí tenía los dos, como los dos lados, ¿no? El for y el against, a favor y en contra. Pero otros estudiantes se centraron mucho en su punto, entonces que estoy a favor de X cosa y lo justifico por qué. La idea del trabajo es que tengamos los dos aspectos. Ustedes empiezan una introducción, es básicamente como la presentación de un ensayo de a favor y en contra, for and against, ¿no? Nuestras opiniones, una introducción, por lo cual es controversial. ¿Por qué? Pues tenemos la opinión a favor, la otra en contra, ¿ok? Eso es lo que debemos de llevar hasta este momento, porque en el siguiente nivel vamos a hacer la presentación audiovisual, debe contener la información resumida y demás. En el cuarto avance, aquí es donde ustedes van a dar sus opiniones y su conclusión. Entonces, digamos que hasta acá solamente hemos presentado el tema y hemos mostrado las dos caras. Esto es a favor y esto es en contra. En el cuarto avance, en el nivel B2.4, aquí es cuando ya van a entrar ustedes a dar su opinión. ¿Ok? Si están de acuerdo o no con ese problema que eligieron. Y eso es lo que ya vamos a revisar, ¿no? Con su opinión. Y al final damos la presentación eh, con la presentación debe ser de hasta 3 minutos, con todos estos pasos. Introducción, breve, pues con background del tema, de cuándo ocurre, por qué ocurre, opiniones a favor, opiniones en contra y finalizan con su conclusión, es decir, su propia opinión. ¿Listo? Esa sería como la estructura de trabajo. ¿Ok? ¿Alguna otra pregunta? ¿Question? Ok. Listo, entonces eso es sobre el proyecto. En la presentación, recuerden, siempre tenemos el enlace al sistema académico. En el correo que les envié hoy también les compartí este tutorial en caso de que aún no lo necesiten. Ahí ellos tienen los tutoriales del acceso a Moodle y el enlace a las diapositivas. ¿Listo? En cuanto a Moodle, ya está activado el sistema. Por acá. Entonces B2.2, grupo 1, ya está habilitado en Moodle. 1, 2, 3, 4. ¿Listo? Entonces, recuerden, yo voy descargando las notas de Google cada día o cada 2 días, las voy descargando, pues eso es como eh, un respaldo por lo que nos ocurrió en Semana Santa con el Moodle. Entonces, yo las voy descargando poco a poco, no es significa que ustedes deban hacer X actividades para tal fecha, sino al final, pues la nota que obtengan será la nota que se sube al sistema. Pero yo voy revisando el progreso cada día o cada 2 días. Especialmente los fines de semana, yo descargo el avance. ¿Ok? ¿Alguna pregunta tenemos sobre Moodle? Chicos, es importante que si ustedes detectan algún error, algo que hay que corregir en Moodle, lo reporten conmigo o a la coordinadora Lilian, porque eso se lo podemos hacer saber al técnico encargado de toda esa programación, entonces para que ellos lo vayan corrigiendo. ¿Listo? Ok. Listo, chicos. Esa es como la parte de la presentación. No sé si alguien tiene alguna pregunta antes de que iniciemos nuestro trabajo con la unidad. Unit. ¿No? Okay, yes. So let me give you just a minute to open the book and we will start with our unit number 1. All right. While the book opens, let me show you here. We're going to discuss in this book. The first part of the first unit is about globalization, okay? So this is the first activity that we're going to do related to the book. We're going to watch a video about globalization. I know that this is a topic, a word that we are very familiar with. We all know, or we think we know what globalization is, but just to clarify the definition, the meaning, and what it implies, globalization, we're going to watch this video just as a warm-up to introduce us to the topic of the unit, okay? So the unit is called Global Living. We are going to watch the video about globalization. This is a link for the video activity. So in the video is 4 minutes long, and we have some questions on it. So I want to watch it together. I will play the video for you, and you can answer as we watch. You can answer on the chat just to socialize our ideas, okay? So I will play it for you, and you can answer on the chat as we watch. Can you see the video and can you listen to the video?
Yes, teacher.
Globalization is a widely discussed topic. It is therefore not all that easy to explain such a complicated term in simple words. Let's start from the beginning with the background to globalization. Advances in technology, such as mobile phones, aeroplanes, telephones, and the internet, have made the growth of transport and communication networks possible.
Okay, so the question is, advances in technology such as mobile phones, airplanes, telephones, and the internet have made the growth of transport and communication networks possible. Is it true or false?
It's true.
It's
True,
true.
I think.
Mhm,
Yeah.
It's true. Yes.
Amongst other things, this means that people and countries can exchange information and goods more quickly and in a less complicated way.
Okay. The technology made possible that people and countries can exchange the information and goods more quickly.
It's true.
It's also
True.
true.
This process is called globalization. Globalization comes from globe and means the worldwide coming together of countries and nations.
What does globalization mean? We have 3 options, so you can write A, B, C, or D.
A, the worldwide coming
The
together.
first one,
answer
yeah.
is A, yes. The worldwide coming together of countries and nations.
Let's look at an example. Companies used to manufacture products in their home countries, just like the companies Profi TV and Supercolor, who produce televisions in country A. Their products are in direct competition with each other, but both companies pay the same salaries and production costs. They have the same customers, use similar suppliers, and sell televisions at similar prices. In short, the same conditions apply to both companies. So far, so good. Due to technical, cultural, and economic developments that have come about through globalization, other companies which manufacture products under different conditions can now offer their products in country A too. That's why a company from country B can sell televisions here at a lower price because they were produced for less. The local firms Supercolor and Profi TV have to react to withstand the competition. And so
one way that products can be obtained at a lower price is that companies compete with each other.
It's true.
It's true.
True.
Yes, it's true.
So the world grows closer together, and there is an active exchange of goods between countries. More affordable products are available for more people. However, not only does an exchange of products and economic goods take place, but also of services, knowledge, cultural goods, and even languages. All of these individual elements are closely linked and influence each other.
Services, knowledge, culture, language, and goods are being shared as globalization takes place. True or false? It's true. All the services and culture, languages are shared as globalization happens. Yes.
But where there is light, there is also shadow. Because of globalization and this intense exchange of goods, people and the environment often suffer.
So people and the environment suffer because of globalization.
It's
This
true.
is
Yes, it's true.
True, teacher.
If a company decides to move production to an economically disadvantaged country, people in industrialized countries lose their jobs. At the same time, job opportunities open up to many locals in the economically disadvantaged country. Many people in these countries work for very little money in comparison to those in industrialized countries. Therefore, they often remain poor and more often than not do not have sufficient insurance, social insurance, or health insurance cover. A further disadvantage of globalization is ecological problems such as climate change. The use of aeroplanes, ships, and lorries to transport goods over international borders is constantly on the increase. This causes more carbon dioxide to be released into the atmosphere, which, in turn, is the main cause of global warming.
A positive effect of globalization is ecological problems.
It's false.
It's
It's
false.
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 Absolutely false.
Even national environmental standards are ignored. This is a further cost factor in the worldwide international site competition, which should be kept as low as possible to be attractive for a company. There are therefore many sides to globalization which affect almost all aspects of life, causing me to think that the chain of positive and negative effects will continue to grow further.
Okay, so this is, well, in Spanish, we can skip the question. Let's see. So that is a brief, short introduction to globalization. So the topic for unit number 1. So I will open the book on pages 6 and 7. We are going to start by checking the topics that we're going to cover, and then we will explore the part about vocabulary, okay? So in this unit, unit number 1, we're going to focus on continuous verb forms. So we're going to review all the continuous structures, the present, past continuous, past perfect continuous, etc. Also, we're going to talk about how to introduce points in an argument, what phrases to use. In the vocabulary, we're going to talk about globalization and urbanization. And the task will be to give tips on learning a language well, okay? This is unit number 1. So in this first part about globalization, we're going to first think about 5 ways in which globalization affects our everyday life, okay? So just think about it for a minute, how globalization affects your everyday life, either your job or your food, what you eat, what you entertainment you consume, right? Music, goods, either clothes or shoes, anything that you can think of that globalization affects your life. I'll give you a minute to think about it, and then we're going to share our ideas, right? All right, guys. So we had a minute. You can raise your hand and share your ideas. Well, I look very weird with this slide. Let me take the. We'll leave it like this for a moment. Just the lighting is very bad. Okay, so who would like to tell me? Participate. You can raise your hand or write it on the chat. Carlos, thank you.
Yes, teacher. In my opinion, we are in a globalized world and everything is related. For example, at the moment, the war in Ukraine
Mhm.
is affecting us, and this is happening in another continent.
Mhm.
For example, in Colombia, Commission still for building construction,
Mhm.
and many percent of this material are buoy are not were buoy of Ukraine, and in this moment, this is still
Okay.
don't produce it,
Okay, I understand.
and the cost in Colombia is very
High.
high at the moment.
Mhm.
For
Okay.
example,
Yes. Okay. Very good. Yes, it is true. Thank you, Carlos. So globalization, so wars in other countries or continents affect well us in Colombia, but also the whole world, right? Every world dynamic is affected, even though it happens there, it affects us as well. Yes, Sylvia says the high cost of goods or products in general. Of course. So when you go to the supermarket and there are things that are high in price because of cost of transport or importation and all of this, it affects and this is due to globalization, right? Anyone else that would like to share their opinion?
Okay, teacher. For example, globalization can facilitate communication and also connectivity through technologies like social media. And for that reason, that people is allowed to connect with others in another part of the world
Yes.
and share ideas and experience
This
through
is
the social media or another kind of technology.
Very good. Yes, you can have contact with maybe relatives that live in different places or meet new people through uh, the internet, these apps, social apps that allow us to do this. Great. Excellent. Yes, so as we can see, especially in nowadays, the globalization affects every aspect of our lives. We can see here some situations, and I want to for you to think about it and tell me if you have lived any of these situations, right? So, have you, any of you, visited another country for shopping, to attend a sporting event, to visit theme parks? For example, I went to Universal theme park in Orlando, in Florida. So I did this activity. Well, I visited this because I knew it was very fun, all the rides. So I have done this. Have you ever done this? Any of you to visit another country for this with these purposes to go shopping or to a sport event or just for tourism? No? I think
No.
no. All right. Next is making online contact with someone from another country. Yes or no?
Yes,
Hmm?
teacher. Yes.
Can I ask you where they are from?
I'm from Mexico, also Chile, and United States,
Okay.
USA. But
Okay.
yes, because Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Through Twitter. All right. Excellent. So also this, using English as a lingua franca to communicate with other non-native speakers. For example, I had this situation in the United States. I was living with some boys from Turkey, right? Turkish boys. So they speak Turkish and we speak Spanish. So we had to communicate through English. This is what we know as lingua franca. So to communicate with other non-native speakers of English. Have you had this experience? In any occasion in your life?
Yes, in through Twitter
Mhm.
and with a French
Mhm.
person.
Okay. Yeah, so they speak French.
He was like swearing to me, swearing to me,
Swearing? He's
because yes, because the worldwide, ¿cómo es el mundial?
mhm,
When
World
Argentina
Cup.
versus World Cup versus France, I think,
Mhm.
yes. And I was like, I tweet like, oh, okay, I want to Argentina
To win.
wins,
Mhm.
and he start to
Fight
swearing me,
and
and I don't know
swear,
why, but
yeah, to curse you, tell you bad words in English.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yes, so this it can be either good experiences or bad, but either way, you had the experience. Yes. All right. I also assume so the other situation applies to you. Following an international celebrity on Twitter, I think most of you can relate to this. Or traveling maybe to other countries to work or to study. Anyone has had this experience to go abroad to work or study?
No.
No. I think we have one student. Okay, I won't tell. I won't tell if they don't want to tell us, if they don't want to share with us this to work, go to another country to study. And finally, to participate in international webinars like seminars. Have you had this experience? Maybe through some online websites to participate in international conferences or seminars, webinars? All right. No? Okay. So all of this is possible through globalization, especially now with the internet. So we have some vocabulary here, guys. It's new vocabulary for us. So I want to present it to you first, and then we go to the book and do the exercise, okay? So let's check the vocabulary. I have it right here. One moment. Okay, so the first word or the first phrase is the way of life. So we're going to take turns to read the vocabulary. Andres, can you start, please? The first one is the way of life.
The teacher, the typical pattern of behavior of a person or group. The rural way of life.
Yes, so this is the behavior or pattern of person or a group, okay? So the rural way of life, like la vida en el campo, no? Then we have a clash of cultures. Carlos, can you read the second one, please?
Yes, teacher. A conflict arises from the interaction of people with different cultural values.
Yes, okay, so a clash of cultures. You can see in the picture, you have some Muslim women and, well, another girl. So there is a clash of culture. It's maybe a conflict from people with different cultural values. Okay, then we have multi-ethnic society. Elke, please read it.
Okay. A multi-ethnic society consisting of or relating to various different races and ethnicities.
Yes, ethnicities. Multi-ethnic society, so not only for race or races, but also different ethnicities. Then we have the local products. Jeanette, can you read the definition for local products?
This means any food or food product that is grown, produced, or processed by individuals who sell directly to their patrons to grow farm-based sales or buying clubs at farmers markets, roadside stands, fundraisers, or at community social events.
Very good. Yes, this is what we call local products. Local, especially vegetables, meat, fruit, all of this that is grown. So locally in the same even cities or departments, this is the local products. Okay, it's found in farmers market. This is what we call like plaza de mercado in English is farmers market, or roadside stands, stand en la carretera, en la vía, or community social events. Okay. Next we have high standard of living. Let's read it, Jean-Claude, please. Oh, sorry. High standard of living.
Okay, teacher. The level of wealth and comfort people have in a particular society. Our country has a very high standard of living.
This is what we call. So wealth is dinero, right? And comfort that people have in a particular society. For example, a standard of living is how many people go to school, how many people have healthcare, cities with good infrastructure, what is the life expectancy of people, if they have good food, like healthy food, if they can have some activities like leisure, the ocio, like traveling or going to the cinema or going to restaurants. All of this is included in the high standard of living. Okay. Then we have the brain drain. Let's read it. Jerson, the brain drain.
Okay, teacher. The emigration of highly trained or qualified people from a particular country. A leading British team of chemists has joined the brain drain to the United States.
Yes. This is the name for this phenomena is brain drain. So when highly trained people, qualified, either doctors, engineers, any other lawyers, any profession that is qualified or highly trained, that they emigrate to different countries, right? This is called brain drain. And then we have sweatshops. Let's read it, Johan. Let's read sweatshops.
In sweatshops.
Sweatshops.
Factory or sweatshops. A factory or workshop, especially in the clothing industry, where manual workers are employed at very long wanted for long hours and under poor conditions. The situation is similar to migrant workers in sweatshops.
In sweatshops. So this is referred to any factory or workshop, but is especially referred to clothing industry. Okay, clothes. Where the employees are paid very low wages, as you can see in the picture, and they have poor working conditions, right? Okay, that is the last word. So now we can go to the exercise in page number 7 and check the vocabulary. The instruction says, work in groups. In your opinion, which of the following have happened in your country as a result of globalization? Okay, compare your ideas and give reasons. So I will give you 10 minutes in groups to read the situations and discuss which ones do you think apply to our country. Okay, so you tick the ones that apply to our country. Let's read the situations together first, and then you will have 10 minutes to work in your groups. So the situations are, there is more immigration or emigration. You can either refer to if there is more emigration or immigration in our country, or both, as you want. Let's read the next situations. Jose, you can read this next 1, 2, and 3 situations, okay? So
Yes, teacher.
1, 2, 3. Mhm.
There is more immigration or emigration. 2, there is greater tolerance of cultural and religious diversity. And 3, people mix more with people of other races and cultures.
All right, thank you. Continue, Julian. The next 3. 1, 2, 3.
Our way of life has changed considerably. There is a clash of culture within our society. We have become a multi-ethnic society.
Multi-ethnic society. All right, thank you. Lisette, please read the next 3. Our culture.
Our culture has become very Americanized. There's more freedom and choice, and there are more multinational corporations and fewer local businesses.
Fewer local businesses. And Sylvia, please read the next 1, 2, 3. Mass tourism.
Mass tourism from abroad has really changed some parts of the country. And people eat imported food rather than local produce. And people have a higher standard of living.
People have a higher standard of living. And I will read the last 4. There has been a brain drain of talented people going to work abroad. Many of the goods we buy are made in sweatshops in other parts of the world. We are more vulnerable to global financial crisis, and people have become obsessed with global brands. So global brands refer to, for example, Coca-Cola, Starham, H&M, all these brands that are known globally, okay? So what we need to do is get in groups. You will have, yes, Elkin, KFC, McDonald's, all of this. So you will get in groups maybe of 2 or 3 students, and you're going to discuss which ones do you think are present in our society in Colombia and why, okay? Think about a short explanation. So you don't have to write it, just talk about it, discuss it, and when we come back, we will share, okay? So it's clear what we have to do, or do we have any questions? It's clear?
It's clear.
It's clear.
All right.
Clear, teacher.
Okay, let's create the groups. Okay, now you can go to the breakout rooms.
Me too, I think no, because for example, today is the day of gay pride. So the the Colombian government changed ¿cómo se dice bandera? De los colores de la bandera.
Bandera is flag.
Flag,
Colors, flag.
flag colors, and the Colombian people are not happy with that because.
But let me check that there is greater tolerance of cultural and religious diversity. But is that sentence or paragraph is talking about the cultural and
In cultural,
religion?
we even have some problems. Religious diversity, I think that we don't have problems with this. Every
Yes,
person
I think there
can
is greater
choose
tolerance of
their
cultures.
religion.
Yeah.
Social situation, I think is better than USA, but I think because of these two factors, Colombians are immigrate. What is the wait? Teacher, what is the present continuous of emigration?
The present continuous emigrating. So they have been emigrating.
Emigrating.
Okay.
Okay, Colombians are immigrating to USA because first the closest country and the best country in America, like in the what is the name of the in the I don't remember what is the
Continent, you mean?
the
Continent?
continent, yes.
Okay.
Continent. Yes, I think that's the reason. Yes, because
Living around 14 people. I just lived there 1 week. While I were working and saving the money.
Yes.
To
To arrive here to
yeah.
Bucaramanga. Oh yes.
No.
Not
It
to
was in
Bucaramanga.
Bucaramanga.
Oh, it was here.
Yeah.
I think it was in Cucuta, and then when
No.
you have to came here. Okay.
But was only a day.
So yes, I think in Colombia there is more immigration, and Venezuela maybe immigration.
Yeah.
The next, there is greater tolerance of cultural and religious diversity. I think it is true
It's
here in our country.
yeah.
In Colombia,
Yeah.
it is true.
If I be honest, in Colombia, here have less or almost any people or any racist people.
Yes. For me,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
The fourth times after COVID.
For
After
example,
COVID-19.
yes. Yes, I think it
COVID is
depends on what
after COVID.
generation we are. I think for ours, I think it is very remarkable, especially because of the internet. No, this is a big change in our lives. Yes.
The music, the food,
Yes.
There is more freedom and choice. What do you think? I think in this moment we don't have more freedom.
No, because for example, what are you saying about the celebration of today's
Yeah.
celebration?
Yes.
Mhm. Or maybe the
Yes,
the
it's a,
dress code.
mhm. Entonces, no, a ver, there are more multinational corporations and fewer local business. Yes.
Yes, aló.
Uh,
Are foreign or Spain or the special one. Gringo.
Teacher, do you know why people from USA another call gringos?
Mhm. Yes, it's because I think it was the U.S. Army, so they were wearing green uniforms, and people, I think it was in Mexico. I'm not sure. They would tell them, "Green, go. You can
Yeah,
go."
gringo. Yes, yes.
Yes, so green, go. Váyanse. Yes, it's that's the reason. Mhm.
Okay.
All right, guys, you are ready. I think you have discussed.
Yes, teacher, we share some of our opinion about the sentence or yes.
Okay, excellent. I will
Okay.
close the breakout rooms and we can discuss together.
All right.
Okay, sure.
All right, guys, we are waiting just for the rest of the students to connect and we will share some of your ideas together, okay? All right, I think everyone is back. So let's hear, maybe in the first group, we have Carlos and Jose, and also Johan is disconnected for a moment. So Carlos and Jose, you can tell us about one or the first one or two things that you discussed that are found in Colombia, okay?
Yes, teacher. The first one?
Yes, so the first,
Okay.
yes.
There is more immigration or emigration. In
Mhm.
our opinion, there is similar because very
Venezuelans, yeah,
Venezuelans people immigrant to Colombia because in this country there are many problems, but many
Mhm.
Colombians emigrate to the USA, for example, or Canada or Europe, for example.
Yes, or even Australia as well.
Yes,
So
yes,
I think it's both immigration. We have a lot of immigrants, especially yes from Venezuela, but also a lot of Colombians are emigrating to other countries. Yes.
yes.
Okay. Thank you, Jose. Anything else? The other situations
Yes,
that you
teacher.
discussed?
The second one, there is
Mhm.
greater tolerance of cultural and religious diversity. We say that it depends a lot on where you are. If you are in a town, it
Mhm.
is a bit more difficult, but
Mhm.
the cities are more tolerant with these things.
Okay. Yes, I would say overall, maybe in cities, big cities like Bogotá or Medellin, yes. But even cities like Bucaramanga, sometimes it's difficult. It's a smaller city, so you can see not, well, some people are more like reject other
Yes, like very
religions.
conservative.
Yeah, they tend to be very conservative. I think that compared to other cultures, for example, in Canada or even the United States, we are not religiously or culturally diverse. Colombia is very uniform, I would say,
Yes.
in relation to other countries, right? Because in other countries there are a lot of Jewish people, Christians, maybe Muslims, and they all live like together. Here it's not that much diversity. Well, we have some, but not that much in terms of religion. Okay, but yes, I agree with you. It depends on where you are located. Okay. Thank you, guys. So for the next group, Jeanette and Claude, in the other ideas, do you find anything that is applies to Colombia?
Yes, teacher. We think the people in Colombia share more due to the tourism, for example, but not too much because the same cultures as before are still maintained. And there are few changes, very few changes.
Few changes, but yes, we can say the people mix with other races and cultures through tourism, mainly through tourism. And on the other sentence, Jean-Claude.
Our way of life has changed considerably. I think yes, because in this time is more difficult that you get you get owner house.
Okay, but listen, this is a difference between way of life and a standard of living.
Okay.
Okay, so way of life is, for example, your customs. So I would say before or in previous times, Colombia had more people living on farms, like on the countryside. Now more people live in the cities, right? Not so
Okay.
much, not so many people on the country. So I would say it has changed, but in this aspect, like way of life is the costumes, traditions.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, so I want to make the difference clear between way of life and standard of living. A standard of living refers to what Jean-Claude was saying, like jobs, salary, houses, healthcare. All of this is the standard of living. All right, Andres and Elkin, what about the next ideas? What did you talk about them?
Okay, teacher, I'd like to talk about the mass tourism from abroad has really changes some part of the country. I think in Colombia, globalization has brought a huge international
Tourism.
and yeah, tourism, yes, and that are impacting certainly in some region of Colombia, and for that reason, that altering some landscapes or environment, or on another hand, cultural dynamics, I think.
Cultural dynamics. So
Yeah.
would you would say it's a clash of cultures? Yes, we have like choque de culturas in some cases.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this could be.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. And Elke,
The
in
next,
the others, yeah, maybe not this, the other. What do you think applies for Colombia?
Okay, for Colombia, for me applies a lot brain drain, excuse me, of talent people. And one example could be the people that uh, are in this meeting.
Yes.
We are trying to learning English to go abroad and try to find a better job paid in a different currency. And around the world, for example, Alemania, Australia, Canada, better paying jobs, yes, are looking for competitive people or talented people and to apply to different jobs. In Colombia, we have a lot of qualified person with qualified skills that could apply to these jobs.
Okay. Yes, I agree. There are a lot of professionals like with careers that are trying to go abroad and have better paid jobs. Yes, thank you guys. Very good. Now, Gerson and Sylvia. So what about the other ideas that we have here? Do you think it's noticeable in Colombia?
What teacher? What is?
The others. It doesn't have to be in order, but any other idea that you think
We have
applies?
we have become a multi-ethnic society.
Okay.
Yes, we are a multi-ethnic country, and our constitution, I don't know if the correct
Yes, this
word.
is.
Yeah, we say like we are a multi-ethnic society. Yes, but actually in Colombia there are a lot of reasons. Like despite this, there are a lot of reasons, and many people, like multi-ethnic people, are living in like difficult situations and worse situation than us. So I think it's something like ironical. I don't know what is the name.
Ironic.
Like
It's the same.
ironic in our country, because in our constitution say like we are a multi-ethnic society and we need to respect and we need to and blah blah, but in the actions we are not doing something about these persons, like these people.
These people, yeah. So like maybe indigenous people, native people.
Native, yes.
They
Afro-Colombians, and yes.
I agree. Yes, they have maybe more in percentage of poverty, difficult situations. Yes, sadly, this is the case for our country. Yes, and Gerson, what about the other ideas? Anything that you think it's important in Colombia?
Teacher, in our team only discussed about the first and second point.
Okay.
The same others classmates. So in a summary, the first sentence, uh, we we agree with in Colombia there are more immigration. Big migration other countries, especially United States. In addition, we search in Google um, and said that about 30% of people immigrate of United States. And other people, other parts of the world, like Australia, Canada, Ecuador, etc.
All right. Okay. Yes. Very good. Thank you. Yes. Excellent. And finally, the last group, Julian and Lisette. So did you discuss any of the other ideas that we have here?
No, teacher, we just discussed like the first
first
three
part?
or four. Yes. For
Okay.
example, we discussed that the third, that people mix more with people of other races and cultures. We were discussing that many Colombians associate with people from other countries thanks to social networks. And maybe in social media, we can find that maybe Colombians married to Asians or Europeans or Americans. And for this reason, people mix more with other cultures.
Okay.
And personally, I think the last one can apply to Colombia. That people have become obsessed with global brands because I think that many people on social media tend to show that they consume or they use international brands. I don't know, Starbucks,
Yes.
McDonald's, I don't know, maybe many
Yes.
international brands. And they think that this makes them interesting and
Cool. Yes.
trendy. And yes, I
I
think
agree. I heard that they are going to open some Starbucks in Caramanga, maybe in Caracolí. So I imagine a lot of people will go there and even make a line just to buy the Starbucks coffee
yes,
because
probably.
it's interesting or it's cool. It's what we see on maybe Instagram. So yes, I think this is it can be good, but also has the bad side. So if this happens, maybe some other small businesses like with Colombian coffee or maybe restaurants, they lose customers because now we are focused on KFC or McDonald's or eating on these big brands. Sadly. All right. And Julian, what about you? Well, to finish the discussion part. Any other ideas? Julian?
Yeah, we talk about the first three, and we were talking about the immigration, that Venezuela, um, Lisette,
Lisette? Yes.
sorry, Lisette said that she lived near kilometer 9, I think, and in the last years, around 2 or 3 years ago, she saw like Venezuelan were working to Bucaramanga, but in nowadays, it stopped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, this was more prominent 2 or 3 years ago. Now it has stopped a little bit or slowed down.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, excellent, guys. Very good. So thank you for participating, all of you. Now we have 10 more minutes, so I want you to, oh, wait, let me zoom out of the book. Yes, in part number 4, so page 7.4, we're going to add the phrases that are in bold here. So immigration, immigration, cultural, religious diversity, races. So what is in bold here? You are going to add in the correct category, okay? Travel, food, business or money, communication or language, shopping and culture or society. So for example, online contact, here we have it. Where is it? I don't see it. Ah, okay, let's see. Let's read the instruction. 2 and 3. So are both categories. 2 here and 3. Let's do it only with number 3 because we don't have much time. So only with number 3, okay? you added to the correct category of globalization. Okay, let's take some minutes and then we check. Okay, guys, let me know when you are ready, okay? So we can check. All right, guys, so let's check what we have. So in the culture or society category, you help me, what did you put in this part? Culture or society?
Cultural and religious diversity.
And religious diversity.
Teacher, maybe way of life.
Way of life, yeah, this is about culture, way of life. What else?
Americanized.
Americanized, yes, it refers to culture, Americanized.
Maybe races.
Races, where? Races, this is, yes, we can say culture or society. So races. No more in this part?
Clash of cultures.
Of course, yes, clash of cultures.
Multi-ethnic society.
Multi-ethnic society. Yes. And no more?
No more.
Okay. Yes. Good. Now let's check about shopping. What did you include in shopping?
Sweet shops.
Sweatshops, yes. Well, sweatshops, it could be more like business or money, I would say. Can you repeat?
Teacher, imported.
Global brands, imported.
Local produce.
Yes, local produce. Local produce. So the pronunciation of produce, the verb, and produce is different. Okay, so local produce. Let's put it right here. Imported goods, local produce. What else? Global brands, what I put here. No more, I think. Mass tourism. No, it's about travel. So let's do communication and language. I think we can finish here for today. Communication and language, what did you include?
Teacher, I don't know, but I think maybe immigration.
Communication or language. Maybe from this part, we don't have any that refer to language. Especially, it's more on this part, like lingua franca. So we can just skip on that. And well, all right, don't worry, guys. Tomorrow we will check all of the answers just to finish this part. So you can complete it with the part on number 2. Okay, so online contact, lingua franca, and international conference calls and webinars. You can complete them with number 3, and tomorrow when we start our class, we can check your answers in this part, okay? And we can finish this part of the class for today, guys. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay?
Thank you, teacher.
Bye. Teacher, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.